monitor, thank you.
How come
Here
you
we
get
go.
it and I don't?
Would you like me to put it over, or do you feel left out?
No, not in the least.
Who is up for renewal this year?
Not I.
Well, it's, you know, that's, the town council makes the appointments.
Yeah,
Hang on a second, no. I think I've got it on my,
I'm wondering if I am.
no, I don't think we're gonna let you go. It's your seat, it says so right on it.
It's my seat.
It has your initials
I've been
engraved in
sitting
it.
here for 12 years. So
Yeah,
Has it been 12 years? Oh, my goodness.
Both
Wow.
Bob and I.
okay, I'm April 23, Wayne's April 22,
So I am
Okay,
this
so
year.
Wayne is up, and
and vacant is April, Steve is April 23, James is April 24, Al is April 23, Henry is an alternate, he's April 22, so he's filling a position. And I believe that would mean that our Mr. Green is April 24. John.
it's staggering terms.
So my days are numbered.
That might not be the latest one, but it's close.
Yeah, I remember I just re-upped, so.
Steve Minatelli told Susan he wasn't sure if he'd be coming tonight, so
Yes, I
We're
just
up.
re-upped.
I think we're up.
Yeah.
We can start anytime.
You
We'll
certainly
start
will.
with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Before we get down to our regular business and stuff, I'd like to thank Diane for her 15 years of service to the town. She's retiring at the end of the month, and the town's looking for a replacement, but they're going to be hard shoes to fill. So we wish her the best in her endeavors from here on out.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure and an honor to work with you, and I wish everyone the very best going forward. I'm sure the town will find someone to replace me shortly, and
We'll miss you.
I will miss you too. I have mixed feelings about leaving, but you know, it's time. I've been in this field for
What's there to be
45
mi-
years,
What's
believe it or not.
there to be mixed about? I mean,
Seems rushed to me.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair,
Well,
you
there's
put
some
it
really
well.
good
Hard-
people
hard
here in
shoes to
Newmarket.
fill, Ms. Hardy.
That's
Thank you
correct.
very much, Mr. Chairman, and I've really enjoyed working with you all. Thank you.
Okay, we have minutes to review and approve. Minutes of 10/18/21. Has everybody had a chance to look at them? Does anybody have any comments, corrections, additions? Has everybody looked at them?
I can say
We've had them for a while. Would you like,
Do you have a copy? Yes. I-
well, not a
I'm the one
copy,
that-
but
So I'll take a motion on the minutes.
I move to accept the minutes as presented.
I need a second.
I'll second it.
Wayne
thank you,
says.
Wayne.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
All those opposed? Pardon?
You have to appoint an alternate for Steve Minatelli.
Yeah, we'll do that when we get, before we get to that, right now.
Okay, I
know
just
this-
wanted you to know that.
This is just business. We also have the minutes of 11/22/21. I'll accept a motion on those. Make a motion to approve. Do I get a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So we'll move on to regular business now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to appoint Henry Smith as the alternate for Steve Minicelli, who's not going to be here tonight. So that way we've got a full quorum of 5 members. you need 3 affirmative votes to get the item passed. So with that being said, the we're going to have a public hearing for an application for a variance from section 32-89 dimensions table requested by Robert and Carol Hardy regarding a 10-foot setback requirements to permit the construction of a 10-by-8 deck on the back of 10-by-16?
10 by what?
That's not what, it's 10 by 16. What did it say here?
10-by-8.
Sorry about that.
That's okay, it's still, that's a minor informality, I think, in the grand scheme of things.
10 by
Deck
16.
on the back of the existing home. The deck will be built 3 feet from the existing property line. The property is located at 7 South Street, tax map U3, lot 149, M2 zone. With that being said, I turn the floor over to you, and just state your name and your address, and
My name's Carol Hardy. We bought 7 South Street. It's currently being demoed right now.
I see the wheelbarrows coming out all
Yep.
the time.
You can see the dust flowing. I'm just going to read this because I'm not a very good public speaker.
Would you please speak up, Ms. Hardy? I'm hard of hearing.
Okay.
Thank you.
I am asking to build a deck 16 by 10 foot centered off the gable portion of my home. This would leave a 3-foot setback. The deck would be in the rear of the house. It does not invade anyone's privacy or block anyone's view. My home sits next to the neighbor's driveway and sits a little further back on my lot, so I am not looking into their home area. Aesthetically, it would be more pleasing to the eye if the deck could be centered on the gable part of the home and the egress balcony, which would be above it. Having the deck 16 feet long keeps it from being built into a window area. It also gives us some more outdoor space coming off the first floor without having to walk down a flight of stairs. We are senior citizens and are thinking about the future. The homes I am surrounded by all have decks. My hardship is that the setbacks were made between 1996 and 2017. This house was built in 1903. So I don't have, the house was not built, it was built right next to the other house. There's nothing I could do about that.
So what you're saying is your hardship was created by the town ordinance.
Right. So I just feel like a deck is usual and customary to have in the back of your house. And I just feel like it's a reasonable request to be able to do that.
Well, that's what we're here to determine, so. Is that the end of your presentation?
Yep, pretty much.
What I'd like to do at this time is open it up for a couple minutes for public input from the audience.
I think I lucked out this
I
time.
don't see anybody beating the doors down, so we'll give it a few minutes. And while that's going on, we'll open it up for questions from the board.
Okay.
Mrs. Chair?
Henry?
Ms. Hardy, you say that all your neighbors very near also have decks that are similar to the one you're proposing?
Yes, and I sent pictures. I don't know, Diane, did you bring
Yeah.
them? They all have decks. And my daughter lives on the other side. She used to have a deck. She took it off because it was rotting, but
I'm sorry, you used to have a deck and what?
her deck fell off because it's rotting.
okay.
But she had one, so all the surrounding homes have decks.
Do you know if these abutters had to come and ask for a variance to build their decks?
I do not know that.
Surprised my husband hasn't moved in town.
Well, YouTube it sometime,
Yeah.
so.
Well, I'll just make one more comment.
Sure.
Okay.
In all honesty, I think that the fact that the setbacks were established in, I've forgotten the exact date, you said 19,
03.
oh, no,
No.
the decks. were
Oh, the
set-
decks.
setbacks.
Yeah, yeah.
1996?
Well, it was between 1996 and 2017.
Okay, a house was built in 1903.
Yes.
Okay. I think in my view that probably doesn't apply because the setbacks would apply to everyone else, and they didn't look at your house and say, well, we'll set her aside and make it more difficult
difficult for her.
I don't think that's the case. I think that might not be, in my view, a very relevant fact.
But it did say in the M2 zone that they'd make exceptions for that reason.
Not for houses in the M2 zone. Not setback exceptions, you have to come here. But you are here. And the criteria is different. You need to meet the criteria for variance. The property is grandfathered.
Yes,
It was built before we
Yeah.
had zoning here in Newmarket.
but
Right,
any new
so-
additions you have to, you put onto an old building have to, well, have to meet the zone, the setback requirements or get a variance from us. So that's why you're here.
Right. I just find the deck is just an ordinary thing that just about everybody has,
Correct.
and I don't feel like I'm asking for anything out of the ordinary.
Does anybody have any other comments? Al? John, you're allowed to speak at these things also. So if you've got questions. Okay, with, point of order, I'm gonna close the public hearing sections.
Can I ask one more question?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. Could you build a deck by, let's say, doubling the number of feet from the property line, from 3 to 6 or 7?
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Well, right now it's,
You're 3 feet,
Mhm.
you're proposing 3 feet from the property line. What if it was back further, say 6 feet from the property line? Would that work for you?
Not really, because it'd only leave me like an 8-foot deck, and it's too small.
No,
The house itself is pretty small, so.
I thought it was great.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, and it's coming off the family area of the house, to let light in the house, because the house is really dark. So that's why I chose to put it there. Yeah.
Do we have a sketch of the deck in here someplace?
No, I think there's just pictures.
But my understanding was the deck would not be the
Oh,
full
I mean-
width of the back of the house. My understanding was that it was only partial width. Yeah, so where the, yeah, okay, it's 2 feet, so you're 3 feet, all right, I've got it, 3 feet off the, that's fine. With that being said, so the house lines up 2 feet off the property line. Are you abutters to the property?
We are.
Yes.
9 South Street.
Do you have anything you want to speak to the,
I'd just like to see the drawing.
Okay.
so, we,
Do you have to open
Time.
up the comment?
What?
Do you have to open up comment?
I will open comments again. no problem.
Yeah.
With that being said, we'll open up the public comments section again, just to give these people a chance.
A motion to open.
I move to
So
open
it's
up
less
the
than true, so
public
any
comment.
second that?
I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
All those in favor indicate by saying
I
aye.
just want to make sure it wasn't like.
Aye.
like
Do you want to open the public?
Aye.
It's unanimous. So it's less
So,
intrusive
yeah,
from the house.
The house is less than 2 feet to the property line.
So this addition would be less intrusive from the
Right,
house.
it's a foot less, right. Gotcha.
Less
yeah.
non-conforming.
Mr. Chair, could the voters please speak?
Which drawing you looking at? There was 2 iterations of drawings. Let me just,
We're actually gonna,
Yes.
we're gonna reset.
up-to-date one. This is
Yes.
the one that I.
This is-
Excuse me, could you identify yourself, step up to the
Sorry,
microphone, name and
Thank you.
address for the record, please.
Glenn Shaw, 9 South Street.
Very good, thank you.
Right, so we already worked it out. Yeah, it's my wife, Erica Shaw.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, we've just met. I never had.
and you just worked it out? That's a good sign for a neighbor.
So yeah, I think we're good.
We're fine. Oh, thank you very much.
All right, excellent. Enjoy night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay.
That was quick.
That's different.
He doesn't live there, he rents it out, so I didn't get a chance to meet him.
With that being done, we'll try closing the public input session again.
Okay.
So moved. Second.
Aye.
Are there any more comments on this? The way I see this is that what they're proposing is actually less of an encroachment.
Because it's 3 feet
3
versus
feet
the
instead of 2 feet.
in the house.
It's consistent, and the way I see it, their hardship is the fact that the zoning ordinance, the building predates the zoning ordinance, and basically the zoning ordinance by its creation made them a non-conforming lot. So it was nothing they did, none of the actions on their part. It's a function of the zoning ordinance trying to cover a multitude of areas and not always succeeding. So I think it's the exact thing we're here for, to look at and adjudicate on. So
I think it's also very consistent with the neighborhood.
correct.
Yeah, I took a walk over there today.
Oh, good.
Just to walk around it, and the houses seem quite close to one another and very similar.
Mhm.
People in that area have solved similar problems by putting decks and so forth on it, so I have no objections to it.
What is directly, what is the closest building to this new addition?
It's 9 South Street, which is the man that just left
Easy.
property.
Okay.
My daughter owns a house on the other side, so she has no issues.
You told her.
So don't you show up, no.
I don't have any problem with this.
Okay, I'm willing to accept a motion.
Mr. Chair, just one comment, I'm sorry, I have
Absolutely.
one more
No
comment.
problem.
As I've stated before, I would have to disagree with your assessment that the fact that the house was built before the ordinance was established, I don't think is a relevant factor in this discussion. Just wanted to state that, you know.
All right, whatever.
If the ordinance, though, if I had the same ordinance in 1903, I would have had that space, because they wouldn't have let me build the house there. So that's the issue.
Yeah, but as I said, this affects any number of people besides yourself.
Mhm.
That's it, thank you.
But on the other hand, that's what this board sits to act on.
I'm sorry, I'm not hearing you.
That's what this board sits to act on.
Mhm.
Like, when people have non-conforming lots for whatever reason, it's our job to figure out, can they prove that there's a variance that's acceptable?
That's her hardship, is the fact that the lot is non-conforming, was made non-conforming by passing the zoning ordinance that set the setback.
Okay, I just don't agree that's a hardship, but that's.
It's a situation that's unique to the lot, so, and it's the reason she's here. If it weren't a hardship, she wouldn't be here. All right, with that being said, can we get a motion, or?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the variance of section 32-89 dimensions table requested by Robert and Carol Hardy regarding the 10-foot setback requirements to permit construction of a 10 by 8 is incorrect.
It's 16.
10 by 16?
Yes.
10 by 16 deck on the back of the existing home. Property is located at 7 South Street, tax map U3, lot 139, M2 zone.
I second that.
Man, I wanted to say.
Oh.
You
Who
could do
was
the
third?
adjournment.
I'll third it.
Thank you.
Very good. We've got to do a roll call vote, so Henry, how do you vote?
Aye.
James?
Aye.
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 Aye, you got your setback. And do we want to put together a finding of fact for this, or?
Well, based on the information that was
and
presented in the
testimony
record.
presented, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very
Good to
much.
go.
Happy
Thank-
retirement.
Oh, thank you
She's
very
my
much.
long-lost cousin, we have the same last name.
Yeah, we're not long-lost cousins.
No.
I was gonna ask that.
I was
question.
too.
No,
yeah.
no.
No relation, but.
Enjoy your deck.
Yeah. Good luck with everything.
Yeah, happy
Carol.
Valentine's Day.
Oh, thank you.
Does anybody have any old business to bring up?
No, sir.
New business?
No, sir.
No.
A motion to adjourn is in order.
So moved.
Second?
Here you go. You have your day in the sun.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Well, what did, when you said at the end, based on finding the fact, I don't understand.